Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I'm up today with a layout for the Confessions of a Paper Addict cut file shop. And I'm using this really cute boat cut file. I think it's called Rowboat. I'll have it linked down below. And I have these two super cute professional photos of my son. He was in a little boat. We were near a man-made lake near my house, and I just thought they were cute photos, and the boat cut file was the perfect cut file to match these photos. And then I'm also using the adorable, I don't know what the actual collection is called from Pebbles, but it's a Pebbles collection, and it's all kind of nautical baby boy themed, and I'm using that as well. So I clearly should have checked what I was doing here, because obviously I'm starting a YouTube video and I'm not doing anything on screen, so that's a little bit annoying. Oh no, I know what I was doing. Sorry, I was rethreading my ATG gun. It was playing up on me, but as my sister pointed out, she bought me one, and I go through a lot of double-sided tape, and why am I not using the ATG gun? So I am using it. Now, the backing paper that I am backing this white cardstock on is a wood grain paper from Craft, and I also used that to back most of the boat cut file. So I didn't back the cut file in a very complex way. I just made the paddle dark wood grain in a brown, and then the boat I used the wood grain backing paper, which is kind of more blue toned, because I thought that went with the photos. And this paper pad, I don't actually know where it's from. It's a cheap one. I got it from Spotlight. It's called Crafter's Choice Kids Play, and I just picked it up because obviously it had super cute, more baby themed papers, but I haven't used a hell of a lot of it. I find that I use a lot of collections rather than little bits and pieces, if that makes sense. So I have struggled a little bit with this paper pad because there isn't any like ephemera or anything like that go with it, but that's okay. So I'm backing my photos on some of the papers, and I chose ones that weren't too busy and full on because I knew that I was going quite kitsch with the ephemera. So I wanted to choose papers that weren't quite so in your face. So I am just backing these, and then I'm going to put my layout together. There's not a lot else to tell you really. These photos are from when my son was 6 months old. He's 9 months now, so they're not that old. They're only a few months old. I'm not too far behind in my album actually. I think I'm up to about, these are from July, but I have finished most of my Project Life parts of my album up until October, but I'm just catching up on some 12 by 12 layouts because I mix the two together. So yeah, I'm not too far behind. So these are from, as I said, July, the end of July, and my son was just sitting up, and so I thought it was a good time to go and get some professional photos. And there's someone I know that does them at a local market, and she's great, and we've used her at my work for a while, so I knew that she had really cute sets and stuff. And then she said to me, I've got this little boat, do you want to come down to the lake? I'm like, yes, I do. So we did, and these are the photos that resulted from that little session, and so I just thought that was super cute. So yeah, that's the memory I'm scrapping. I don't actually journal on this because it goes beside, again, a pocket page layout, and there's journaling on that layout about this photo shoot, so I don't do any journaling on this. You'll notice probably if you've watched my videos a lot, I don't do much journaling at all on my 12 by 12 layouts, and that is the reason why. Where am I up to? So I've stuck my photos down, I've stuck the cut file down, and now I'm working on my embellishing. Now I will say my video, I haven't stuck my photos down, sorry, I was just checking out the placement. And now I am popping up my photo on some foam and then working out where I want my photos to go. I knew I wanted one to go kind of stuck down directly onto the paper, onto the white cardstock, and then popping up the cut file sort of on top of that, and then I'll pop the other photo on top of both of those things. Does that make sense? I mean, you're watching the video, so obviously that part of it makes sense, I guess. because you can visually see what I mean. So I'm layering them on top of each other, but so that you can still clearly see that the cut file is a boat. I didn't want to cover too much of the cut file because I needed it to be, or I wanted it to be really obvious that it was a boat. And I think I achieved that. Now, I also will say up front, my phone stopped recording just before the end of this layout, which was very annoying, but I ran out of space. And of course, my iPhone, it doesn't beep at you or anything when it stops recording. It just stops recording and you don't know until you get to the end and you finish your layout and you go up to push stop on your phone and it's not recording anymore. So I will kind of check back in live and show you what you missed. But it actually wasn't a lot, thankfully. I didn't miss as much as I thought I had. So you can see here the super cute Pebbles collection. I have the puffy stickers, I've got the cardstock stickers and the ephemera. And I'm just sort of going through and working out what I want to include where. I actually end up doing 4 clusters on this layout. Again, I know it's supposed to be the rule of thirds, but I don't know. I just made 4 because that's what I wanted to do. And so I'm probably making my YouTube videos go again. I like to watch YouTube videos when I scrap. My computer is just to the right of what you're seeing here. My computer is to the right, and so I can look at it pretty easily while I'm scrapping, which is nice. Now, I'm trimming off some words on this ephemera piece. I don't actually end up using it, but I didn't want the words there anyway. And I'm creating some little clusters, and I'm trying to get as much boat themed ephemera on here as I can. So I've got mostly boats. I've got a couple of sailboats and then some more, what do you call it, like paper boats that you make, I suppose. And I've got a whale that I managed to get on there. And then I've got a little bird sitting on top of a buoy, not a human buoy, a buoy that goes in the sea. What is that? Does that make sense? Oh dear. And then I just thought before I committed to sticking anything down that I wanted to make my title work. So I pulled out some stickers that I don't know whether they go along with this collection, but they're definitely baby themed and they're silver. And I went with Greatest Adventure because I thought, you know, he's in a boat and I could pretend he was sailing somewhere on a great adventure. And so I thought that was cute and that worked. And then now I thought I will build my clusters around, now that I've got the title down and I can stick some things under it and just make that all happen. So I'm working on the bottom left cluster and then, the bottom right cluster and the cluster on the right of the top of the boat. Oh, that is very confusing. You know what I mean. Just look at the picture and you'll see. So I am sticking down a few of the sailboats. I've got 2 up there that I'm working on now. I stuck one flat onto the layout and I am popping one up. And then I've also stuck some boats down the bottom right around the end of the paddle as well. And I'm creating a little cluster down there, which are also boat themed. Adding a couple of the puffy stickers. Again, I've got one of those life-saving rings. I've got an anchor. Again, really trying to get the boat-related items on the layout. Not so much the fish and the whales and the octopus and the crabs and all of that, although I do put some of those on. Because I feel like, I know this sounds a bit weird, but I feel like they're a little bit easier to use maybe. Anyway, I can always put them in water-based layouts. So I am adding more of the boats, the anchors, that type of thing. So I am thinking about what else I want to include with the whale. And I think I end up pulling an anchor. Yes, the silver one that I've already stuck down. And I am just popping up the whale on foam now. And then I'll work on what else I want to include in that cluster. And then I'll also start working on the cluster up the top, which I do change quite substantially from what's there. I mean, the only thing there are those little narwhals, but they go. And so, what am I adding? I've got this little flag that I wanted to try and get on, but I actually don't end up using that. I put it back on the sticker sheet. I'm thinking now that I'd like to add these little birds on the boys. So I create a little cluster using those, and I think I add 3 to the layout, 2 stickers and 1 ephemera piece, which I pop up on foam and add those in. And so that creates that 4th cluster up the top. I just felt like it was a bit bare up there, and I'd already committed and stuck down my other 3 clusters, so I just decided, oh well, I'm going to have 4. And so that's okay. 4 it is. I add that little paper boat sticker down, and then I'm also adding a little crab down to the bottom right, and I'm pretty sure I try to get another anchor onto the ephemera cluster with the whale, but that doesn't end up working, so I actually add the anchor instead of to the whale. I add it over with the boats, although I'm obviously not doing that because I'm cutting something. And then maybe I change my mind. No, yeah. Oh no, I was popping the little holes out of the anchor with my little pokey tool. So I'm trying to add it into that cluster, but it doesn't really work. So I end up adding it in with the boats, and I get that onto the layout. And then I'm pretty sure all I'm going to do now is add some stars. And this is where my video cuts out. So I will show you some close-ups at the end, because the only thing you miss is sticking on the last few stars and then just adding splatters. That is it. So I added some stars into each of the clusters, and then I added some silver mist splatter and some some blue mist splatter, and that is it. So I will swap now to show you the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out Confessions of a Paper Addict cut file shop. All the links will be down below, and thank you guys so much for watching. All right, bye.